You all welcome. My name is Mary Momo. I'm a sexual and reproductive health advocate, and so we are on the 16 days of gender-based violence activism. So we realized that this is mostly affecting women. So that's why we decided to do the live broadcast and at least touch on some areas and see if we can make a change on something. So yeah, we'll be having our guest who is Zara Shaban. She'll be joining in a few. And so as we wait for her, as we all know, the 16 days of GBV starts from 25th of November to 10th of December. So we still have some days to go. And we just championing for a better community, for a better place in the world, whereby we will eliminate all forms of GBV. GBV doesn't only affect ladies, girls, or women in general, but it also affects men. In this, you'll find that women, in as much as it affects both genders, but in most cases you'll find that women suffer a lot. So on social media pages, I shared some information on the same, whereby I've been posting posters on Facebook, on WhatsApp, and we've also shared them in different platforms. Like I have friends who have shared it on Instagram, others have shared it on Twitter. I did a poster for the 16 days of activism. Like I did posters for the 16 days of activism. And I hope, well, I did that with a name of making a change to the community, or reaching someone somewhere, you know. So the posters contained some areas which I feel they are of importance, and we will start this. As we start this, I'll say, if you witness violence, please speak out. Speak out. Like if you witness violence, speak out. I'm not sure if Zara has joined us. Just a minute as I check. She's yet to. Meanwhile, as we wait for her, I would say that violence is not only physical. Violence can be expressed in different ways. Like violence can be expressed through sexual violence. We have violence, we have financial violence, we have FGM, and we also have the normal physical violence that we know, which includes beatings and all that. So before Zara comes in, I would like to touch sexual violence, and okay, I can see she's even here. Hi Zara, karibu sana.
I'm done.
You're done.
Yeah.
Karibu sana, karibu sana.
Yeah.
Zara, you can please introduce yourself. I had already informed the audience.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had already told our audience that you'll be joining us. And just to give a brief introduction of who Zara is a gender-based advocate, right?
Yeah. Yes, true.
Okay, gender advocate. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Zara, karibu sana, and we're looking forward to learn from you these forms of violence and how to avoid them and anything you want to tell us about violence.
I talk about it generally, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Just gender-based violence. Yeah, it's a harmful act directed at an individual based on their gender. Rooted in gender. It is rooted in gender inequality, abuse of power, and harmful norms. Yeah. So there are different types of gender-based violence. We have physical, we have sexual, we have mental, and manipulation. So we are going to talk about several of them. You'll tackle some, I'll tackle some, and that's how it will be. Yeah.
All right. So where do we start, Zara? I think we can start with sexual violence.
Yes, sure. So you'll talk about sexual violence, or I handle.
You can give us some heads up, then I finish it up.
Okay. So about sexual violence, it's whereby a woman, sexual violence can happen both to both gender, male or female. So whereby maybe someone has been harassed sexually, or he or she has been raped, and so on and so forth. So sexual violence, when we talk about sexual violence, it manipulates it manipulates a person. It makes a person to have a lot of stress, and he or she can go through mental breakdown and so on and so forth. So about women, sexual violence is common, mostly in women, but they fear coming out because they actually feel that it is an embarrassment, and most of them uh, hide their scars to themselves, which affects.
I believe you wanted to say which affects them mentally.
Yeah, the video was paused, so I think you can continue from there.
Well, as we just said, sexual violence doesn't only affect men, but also doesn't only affect women, but also affects men. That's so true. Men are also going through sexual violence, but mostly, like ile sana sana, it's affecting women and girls in our society. Because, for instance, we find that we have those parents, guardians who are forcing their children, their girls, to get married at very early stages, like just to maintain the name, or rather to maintain the respect in the community, or because of poverty. Well, we have very many reasons as to why they are forcing their girls to get married at very early stages. Whereby I feel at some point that's sexual abuse. That's abuse of this girl's rights. This girl will not be able to finish her education. She won't be able to live her life. Reason: she got married at a very young age. Like, for instance, if a girl gets married at the age of 12 years, this girl hasn't even undergone through the process of adolescence. So now she's here carrying out earthly duties and, you know, she hasn't had the time. Like she hasn't had the childhood time, the adolescence time. So according to me, I feel like that's another sort of sexual abuse.
Yeah, yeah. You early marriage is actually a form of sexual abuse because one is being married without their consent. You see, they
Yeah.
are forced.
Mm.
Others are still at school, but they are told to. Others are still at school, but they are taken from
Mm.
school and forced to get married. In fact, to old men that they are older than them. So that's actually sexual violence. Yeah, early marriage.
And of course, that comes with very many side effects, not to mention of infections, rates of the high rate of mortality death.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I think
actually,
mhm.
mostly it's about death. And when someone is married at a young age, she's so naive. And when she's not even able to handle situations marriage, so it
Mm.
actually demoralizes them. Let's say that. Yeah.
Mm. Wow. Do you have anything else to add on that
On
before we move
on
to the next,
uh,
on sexual
no,
violence?
no. I think we've tackled to the latter.
All right, to those who are joining us, karibuni sana. We have George, we have Binti Laban. Karibuni sana. So I think, Zara, you have something to say on false accusations?
Yes, I have a lot to say on false accusation actually.
Is
So
false
false
accusation,
accusation,
is false accusation a form of violence?
yes, it's a form of violence because it actually makes someone not to have the courage or that strength to come to people and tell them something because they actually have been falsely
Mhm.
accused. Yeah, you see. And false accusation is the defamation of character by libel, which is by writing through newspapers, television and so on, or slander, which is orally. So false accusations are made or transmitted to a third party. So the third party is the person that gives the false accusation. Ah, I mean,
Mhm.
false accusations are made or transmitted to a third party by written word or word of mouth. The statements obviously damage
Mhm.
the reputation, character, or integrity of that person. Apart from
Wow.
oral or written character,
Mhm.
of the statement, the elements, of a libel or slander case are the same, such that when someone is being false, is being is being accused falsely, whether by written word or orally, it's still the same. it causes the same impact. What is written and what is written and what is spoken, it's the same. It feels the same. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So the question here is, why don't these women come out to speak sooner? Actually, most of the women cannot come up to speak because they feel maybe it's something that has happened. It has happened to several people. So if they come out and speak, they'll be brushed off. Yeah, they'll be brushed off. Same what I'm doing. That one has happened. Maybe at an wrong or something. That demoralizes them. It causes a victim to have self it's self-esteem.
Low
Self-esteem. Yeah,
self-esteem.
yeah, low self-esteem. Yeah. So we can say some women have been met with explicit counter accusations that their description are untrue. So someone has said something, but when he takes some time, he will come and the accusation will, if he or she, I want to say that false accusation happens to both male and female. Forgive me, my English is going to my stomach. So false accusation happens to both male and female. Yeah. So we cannot say only female are accused, but also male are accused. So when a false accusation has been made and someone has gone to report, yeah, he or she has gone to report the case. After some time, they'll say that the case maybe was false, was not false, was actually not true, and that makes people not to come out and speak because they are being demeaned or they are being brushed off, and that is not okay. For a case, someone reported a case of rape. A person reported reported for rape.
Rape case.
And rape case. He reported the case to the police station. When the case was reported to the police station, that lady follow up on the case. Yeah, she used to follow up on the case, and after some she was told that the case was not true, simply because the information had been tampered with, and again it had taken lot of time for the process to be. The process was actually so after some time the case was thrown. It was seen as not true because the evidence has been tampered with and everything has lost. Yeah, you see. So uh, false accusation, you can also say that the evidence of false allegations fail to sub public anxiety that untrue reporting is common. That one I've spoken, and true reporting is common. So false allegation vary, but most often refer to rape and sexual assault. There are other forms of false accusation like robbery, burglary. You see, false accusation can even contain when someone is telling you that you've done something, yeah, and you've not done it, and he or she swears that actually you did it. You see, it's among a lot of people, and someone actually accuses you, and it is seen as if it's true, and you are taken as a bad person. You see, so false accusation is not a good thing. The rates of accusations, the rates of false allegations or of sexual violence, are no higher than those reported in other categories. Yeah, and it's important to know that false reporting can be inflated by other false 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 it is important to know that false reporting can be inflated by other factors. Sometimes police, when the police tamper with the records and say that there is no crime or nothing was found, yeah, you see it happen when there is incident. And spectre or false allegation continues to dog the reporting of sexual violence. False allegations are common, and that innocent people suffer as the result of being wrongfully accused. So most of the people suffer because they are wrongfully accused. Like, for example, in a case, a person that I know, actually, she was married. This is another form. This is another form. A person that I know was married. So when she was married, so another lady came and said that this person told the husband to the lady, this person, I know her. I have seen her with several men. You see, I've seen her with several men. You know that is not true actually. I've seen her with several men. So when the husband followed up, you know, they had ganged up and they had said and they spoken the same story, same story. So you see, when the husband asked this person, he's saying the same thing. When the husband asked another person, he or she said the same thing. You see, the husband was so angry, and he was among the people that accused the wife as actually she had gone outside their marriage, of which it was not true. The other people were just feeling jealous for the wife. So that's how the marriage broke. So that's accusation causes a lot of damage. It causes stress. It causes depression and causes a lot of other things that are not good to the human health. Yeah.
Well, now that you mentioned rape,
So I think
I've heard of,
tackled
sorry,
it broadly.
sorry.
Pardon?
Hi Zara, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. I think I've tackled it broadly. If you have anything to add, maybe.
Well, thank you so much. On false accusation, more like I've had cases whereby a girl is raped and kidogo kidogo inakuwa no, how was her dress code and all that. Is that still in the line of false accusation?
Pardon?
I'm saying
Yeah.
we have rape cases,
Mm-hmm.
and once a case is reported, this could not be true.
Yeah.
Is that another form of maybe false accusation, or where does that
You
lie?
see, it's not true actually. You see, you've said it yourself that it's not true. That means it's a false accusation. If it's actually true, you know, a lady cannot seduce a man and unless the man is attracted to that person. And sometimes when a lady refuses a man, it becomes an issue. So that man can falsely accuse the lady and make her just to demean her. Let's say that it's just a matter of demeaning the other gender. Yeah.
Ah. And I believe we also have men who are watching and they might feel like tunaingililia wanaume sana, we are not on their side and all that. What can you say
No,
about that?
I have but violence affects both the genders, male and female. So they should not feel that I'm attacking them or we are attacking them. It's something that is affecting both the genders, the male and the female. So we will. I've given an example of the male. I've given an example of the female. So I think neutral.
Karibuni sana Felix. Felix, you're welcome. I can also see we have Alfred on board. If you join us, you can even say hi so that we can recognize you. Naona tuko, we have 8 viewers and we're grateful.
Yeah.
I'll tackle the FGM part. Then if you have something to add on the same, you can. Hi, Zara. Well, it's like, Zara, can you hear us? Can anyone hear me? Now that Zara, it's like we've lost Zara in a way. Hi, Zara. Well, somebody please, can anyone hear me? No. Zara. Ann Kaluva, welcome. Well, it's like we've lost Zara, but I'll continue. I'll tackle the FGM part. And as I tackle the FGM part, we all know that FGM stands for female mutilation. Karibu sana, Mary. And this comprises of this breaking or sewing of the women or female genitalium for non-medical reasons. So this means that FGM is not for any medical reasons, and it's done using razor blades, using scissors, and some other communities do it using a broken glass, which might lead our girls to different sorts of infections, to trauma, among many other things. As I just said, now that this is done, sorry? Thanks, Nuria. So as I said, this is done using Zara is trying to come back. Well, as she comes back, I'll continue with the plate. That's broken glass. And at this point, I'll quote that it's not a medical process again. So what are the risks of the stain? We have severe bleeding, we have shock, we have difficulty in passing urine, and we also have difficulty in passing feces due to the sewing and due to the cuts. And so for many girls who undergo through FGM, also get trauma. You might even find that some girls undergo through long-lasting psychological trauma, and this leads them to some mental health conditions. As we all know, FGM is also a violation to human rights, and in this case, to practice their taking of their culture. So we have that one person who has undergone through FGM and would like to go back to their community and advocate on the same and say that no, This is not good. That actually, I was talking to a friend on the same watch and I don't do FGM, and he told me, Mary, you know what? My chef's life is like all feels like at some point under control. Her life is under control because her body cannot function normally. Just the other day, I watched a talk on power in Angela Asante, and she was on board with Nyakio. And Nyakio talks about how the clitoris has very many nerve endings. So Nikabaki, like if it's free, cut, then what happens? He also mentions that the clitoris acts as the gate pass to our wounds. So I think it come to an end. It's something that we should advocate for and bring it to an end. You know, communities know that. Now I'm sure that people make go about now we can go about and bring it to an end because we all know that we can't just go to the elders and tell them no. You know, this practice is not good. So I need to. And right, to be told that our communities here in Kenya, whereby if a girl is not circumcised, can even hide from her daily duties, from her daily activities to go back to the village and get circumcised, like to undergo the FGM process, you know. So Zara,
Yes.
I'm not sure if you have something to say on that as I look at the comments because I can see we have some questions flowing.
Yes, yeah. About FGM, it's female
Sorry.
genital. It's about the cutting of the clitoris, yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
this, as said, it causes infection. It causes there is this disease that you urinate just anyhow. I don't know the name, I've forgotten, but
Sorry?
it causes that. Pardon?
Fistula after birth.
Yes, fistula. It causes fistula. And apart from that, when giving birth, a lady who has been circumcised and a lady who has not been circumcised, the one that has been circumcised will get a lot of problems giving birth because there is
True.
the during birth there is the nini in a panuka, the clitoris, so that the baby can pass. When you don't have the clitoris, how will it happen? So with me, I can say genital mutilation happens a lot where I used to school and where I come from. So like when a lady is not mutilated, she feels that she's not like any woman. She's not a woman. She's not a woman. They call them mi kama sijatairiwa mi si mwanamke. Others just go and get mutilated even after being told it's bad, but they go themselves to get mutilated. So it's an issue that has affected a lot of ladies in those areas that that happens. Like me when I was in school, yeah, I used to study with most of them, and a lady will just disappear from school, and when you ask, you'll be told she has gone to undergo mutilation, and when she comes back, she feels that she's not like these others. She feels that she needs to be respected. So you wonder, how will you respect your no, respect you. So when you disrespect me and you tell me that you know me, I've been mutilated, you have to respect me. It can't happen. So we used to tell them this thing is not good. You'll get some effects in the future. And actually,
Mm.
a lot of people have come out and spoken about FGM. though it has reduced, but still it's being practiced secretly, of which is not okay. Yeah, people have to be told. People have to be spoken to every single time so that they can end this thing. It's not good to the health of the girl child. And also, some men, you see, when you are married and you have been mutilated, you'll not stay in your marriage, because they say, I read, while in high school, I read a book, Half a Day. We were told, when a woman is mutilated, man enters her. It's not the same as that one that has not been mutilated. The the man doesn't get that pleasure that he gets from that woman that has not been mutilated. So we have to encourage, we have to ensure that this thing stops, actually, because it's not a good thing. Yeah.
Sylvia is asking if sewing is still there after the process of mutilation. Sylvia, if I can
Sewing.
answer your question, what I'm aware of is that we have those communities who are just doing the sewing as a form of FGM on its own. So wanashona pale nyuma kidogo tu.
They sew
That
the clitoris or what?
not exactly the clitoris, but the opening, the vaginal opening.
To make the nini to be smaller.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
that actually not
That's
that
yes.
that is not FGM, because
Well,
they are not cutting the clitoris. Or
yeah, of
Sylvia
course,
can tell us.
we have different communities do it differently. Like we have those who do it uh, by pricking, by cutting, and we also have those who sew it.
We have the Somalis. They cut and they sew.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah. Us, our community, we cut and we
Uh-huh.
don't sew. Sylvia can
Well,
tell us better.
quite personal, Zara. Have you undergone through the process?
No, I was about to. My mother was so harsh.
Ah.
Yeah, my father actually wanted me to go through the process. So
Mm-hmm.
my mother refused that nonsense. She couldn't.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm. And have you maybe interacted with one person who has undergone through the process, and how is her life?
It's a lot of people. I've interacted with a lot of people. Those people do boost. So you cannot tell if it's bad, because so I don't see. To them, I've
Mm-hmm.
interacted with a lot that have been mutilated, and they are
Mm-hmm.
so ignorant and boastful. They feel it's okay. They have not lost anything. It's something their culture is practicing, so they don't find anything wrong with it. But when you talk and talk, you realize that it makes sense to some, and they refuse to undergo the process. So yeah, I have interacted with some.
Well, Binti Laban has a question for you.
Yeah.
He's asking where can we categorize the issue we had some time back for schoolgirls missing?
For schoolgirls missing, that is sexual assault.
Actually, you could go missing, then come out of the hiding places pregnant. And if you interact with them, you find that they got impregnated by very old men. Like, actually, we had a case whereby one was impregnated by a 52-year-old man, and she was 16-year-old.
But we with these girls nowadays, they are just giving themselves out there. You know, since schools were closed, girls have been misbehaving a lot. So you cannot tell whether they were sexually assaulted or they were forced to do so the things, or they because a lot of girls actually they don't care about their lives now. I don't know what is happening in this this generation parents. They are not so keen with their girls. They are given the freedom that, and too much freedom is poison. So we don't know actually, but it is said that they took themselves there, so we don't know.
Well, Sylvia is also asking, then what happens to those girls who are sued while they are giving birth?
What happens when they want to give birth? I mean, when they are sued,
Mhm.
they are cut. The place that was sued is cut, and you realize when it is being cut, the that can go deeper, like it can cut up to somewhere. That's why we have this fistula and infections and so on. Maybe those that are clever, they undergo.
Well, I think we've lost Zara, but as she comes back, for I'm sure that she'll come back, I'll still handle your question, Sylvia. I believe that's why we have very many deaths during childbirth, especially for the young girls, because I believe that it's not all of us seeking for medical advice. Zara is back. Not all of them will seek for medical attention during that time. So you will find that we have increased number of deaths due to that. Let me see if we have any other question. Alice, karibu sana. So I think hakuna swali tumeacha. We've tackled all the questions, and it's the better to simame in our community and end this FGM thing. Actually, I really like what the government of Kenya is doing. It's really campaigning for the same. And ipo siku hii kitu itaisha bado. Karibu sana tena Zara.
Yeah, thank you. I don't know what's happening with my network.
Ni sawa sawa. So I've answered swali la Sylvia. I don't know if you have something else to add.
So I was saying that maybe those that are clever, they undergo C-section. So, but actually the place is cut and it's very dangerous. Yeah.
So Zara, now that you come from a community where FGM is done, how are people there trying to educate? So we have to start from educating. We can't just wake up and go to the elders and be like, nah, you see, you have to stop it iko hivi na hivi CCT. We have it should be a process, like from educating them from the about the dangers and all that. How or what best do you think it can be done for the information to get to the necessary people?
Just like we have build a confidence initiative, there have been a lot of initiatives that have been formed, and they are taking part in creating girls, yeah, to make them know that this is not a practice that is not to is not is to be performed. It affects them. It affects them. It affects their lives, and it affects even their health, their well-being. So
Mm.
we can do this more and more and more and create more awareness so that these girls can know that it's not a good thing. It's not even if they are being forced by their parents or by their by their grandparents or wherever people that are forcing them. They should stand still and condemn this kind of action and know that
Mm.
they what they want for themselves. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Now, because of time, I can see that we have less than 10 minutes. I have a question for you, Zara.
Yeah.
You being a gender activist, you've come across people losing their lives, or rather, you've had people who have lost their lives because of GBV and other. Maybe you've also come across other survivors for the same.
Yeah.
How do you feel, or how do you handle their cases?
When we find such like people, we what we do is that we cancel them. If a person has been affected deeply, we find a place where we can take them so that they can be given maybe support. They can be cancelled and so on and so forth. For example, this we you found out that this that have undergone FGM, yeah, they are taken to a particular place where they are told they should report. Always they should always report when they see that they something is being done to them and it's against their will. So what we do, we we encourage girls, yeah, we encourage girls to, both girls and boys. We don't want to leave the boys out, because these boys are the ones that are not being given the priorities nowadays because of
Mm.
gender 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 whatever. So we advise the girls and the boys to come out, speak, let them say what is affecting them. If it's they have been falsely accused and they know they actually haven't done this, they have to come out and speak. And they, most of the people, they they do what, they even kill themselves because of these things. And that's what we discourage, us as gender-based activists. We discourage that. We tell them to come out, talk. We also tell them to find someone. If they feel that their parents, they can't speak to their parents, they find someone to talk to. And also to see something, yeah, okay. And also to, I don't know the word, yani wa speak up, wa find counseling. And we are always free to help and always ready to receive them. Yeah, we don't choose who to help, who to cancel, and who to leave out. Yeah. Akina shame.
Well, Zara, now that you mentioned this issue of them talking to the parents, do you think that we should maybe have another session for how teenagers, or rather how children should interact with their parents, especially teenagers to be specific,
Yeah,
like
it's
something to do with teen parent relationship?
it is very important for us to handle such a topic, because nowadays I think these teenagers are actually really misbehaving. So we have to talk to them. If they can't talk to their parents, they can find people outside and talk to them and let them listen to them and help them. Yeah. Yeah. I think we should make a day and talk about this.
Wow. In conclusion,
In conclusion, I think GBV is affecting each and every one of us, and we should not ignore it at all. We should come out and talk about it more and more often, so that it's a kind of creating awareness. It is in a way we are counseling the people, so that they can know what to do and what not to do in case such thing happens to them. So I'll add that we often do this. We often do this and let people know the the effects, the good things about it, the bad things about it, and so on and so forth. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much, Zara. That was such an interactive and educative session with you. I'll also conclude by saying that we'll have to agree that this issue of GBV is a worldwide problem. And should I even use the word problem or pandemic? And it's the high time that gender activists and any other advocate of the same should come up and talk about it, because we have to agree that it's an old phenomenon, but it's the high time that all feminists or gender equality advocates, mothers, sisters, come up and say, no, you know what, it's enough.
I can see Sylvia here is saying that it's not like they don't care about their lives. We as parents are failing terribly. I would want to blame those girls, but hell no. I greatly blame the parents, for they are falling in raising these young girls. If we can raise these kids the way we were brought up, things will be really different. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think we should blame the parents because they have become so careless
Like
with
they have
their kids.
neglected their duties.
They have failed in their duties. They have become so careless. They don't care what the kids do. When me as a parent, if my teenage girl, now that I don't stay with my girl, when my teenage girl wants to go out, I'll make sure I am very strict. it, During our time, like my time, my father was so strict. My father was very strict, but still I misbehaved. That is a fail on my that's a fail on my part. I failed my parent, but my parent was very strict. So I think we as parents, these parents that are bringing up kids, it's it's their it's them that they are failing their kids, and the kids are again failing them more. So we need to talk about this more and more. Yeah, we need to insist on this actually.
Wow. So what do you think can be done so that these kids won't fail their parents?
we I think they should be disciplined. Nowadays they say that there is no corporal punishment. You remember while we were, I don't know if you were caned, but while I was at school, we were being beaten. We were being
I
beaten
was.
like mburukenge.
Actually, I don't want to say the kind of beating my mom gave me. And I really respect that woman for that. You know, that made me who I am today. Actually, my mom was a no-nonsense woman.
Like now, you will find that there is a lot of early pregnancies and early births because the parents have failed. They have completely failed, as Sylvia has said. The parents have failed. They have terribly failed in their field. So
Well, I think we'll have a session for that. And I'm sure we'll come up with something positive.
Felix Kioko has a question. I think you need to answer that.
Please ask it. I'm not sure why, but I'm not able to see the comments from my side. Please read
He's
it for
saying,
me.
my question on FGM is, since FGM was being done in order to reduce early pregnancies and sexual intercourse between small children, now that we are against FGM, what can we do to ensure then that there is no unwanted pregnancies and fornication? Felix, I'll say this. FGM was not being done to fornication. Actually, it was being done to transform someone from childhood to adulthood, just like it's being done to men. I don't know. And we are told that when the FGM is mostly, when, let's say, in our community, when FGM has been done, either the lady when she has finished, just when she has healed the wound, she will go direct to be married. So you cannot tell me that it stopped fornication, because as we speak now, there are those people that have been mutilated that they are still fornicating. So
More like in your community, FGM is like a rite of passage. Hi, Zara. Is that what you're trying to say? Well, it's like we've lost Zara. Now, Mary, just to touch a little bit on your question, according to what I know about FGM, especially in the Maasai community, I'm told that it was invented by a man who left his wife at home, then went I don't okay, went to visit a friend, yeah. And when he came back, he was told that his wife was having an affair with other men. So he thought of, why can't I just prick a little bit of his clitoris and see if this will still continue. So that's what he did. And after he realized that he has controlled the sex life of that woman, so he now went ahead and told the other men that, you know what, this is what I did, and it changed something. This was the outcome. So the other men thought of, then why can't we be doing this? Because now that we are long distance travelers, we can always do this to our women. Then now when we come back, we'll find them safe, we'll find them secure. So that's the little bit of the story I know about the Maa community and the GM thing. Maybe if Zara has any other story to share about their community, like Zara, how where did the FGM issue come from in your community?
it is inherited. It started with culture. Let's say it's cultural. It started with mababu, then mababu wakapeana to their children, the children pass to their children, now their children are passing to their children. So it's cultural. Yeah.
But I'm sure you have that one story. Kama vile unasikia sisi tumetoka from the ape community and all that. I'm sure you have that one story that FGM ilitoka place fulani. So and so invented FGM.
I'd research.
Please do, and let us know. So guys, I would say sorry?
No, I'm not talking.
Hi Zara, you have something to say?
No. I don't have anything to say.
All right. So thank you so much for educating us. Tunakuhitaji
It was
sana
a
siku ingine
pleasure.
na tunakuhitaji sana, you know.
Hey, I'm here. I'll always be here with
So,
you.
and those who have joined, we are grateful. Nuria, you've been with us kutoka tuanze hadi tumalize. Let me just try and call everyone. We have Alice, we have Sylvia, we have Anne Kaluva. We're grateful. Tunashukuru sana, and we're looking forward to doing more sessions with Zara and with any other person who mwenye anaweza akaelimisha like who can say something positive just to change the community and to change the lives of women out there. So tunashukuru sana to BHC community. I'm very grateful for this opportunity that you've given me to host Zara. And I would also request kwa wenye tuko live, kwa wenye tutaview video after that, we continue sharing the page and promote it. It's a page whereby wana deal na maneno ya teenage pregnancy. We also handling menstrual hygiene, contraceptives, and life skills inclusive of confidence building. That's why wanajiita Build Her Confidence Initiative. So I'll say tutamalizia hapo for today. The video will still be live on their Facebook page. That's on the Build Her Confidence Facebook page. Then it will also be live on my YouTube channel. That's at Mary Momo. Itakuwa live. Okay, not that itakuwa live, but it will be uploaded on my YouTube channel. So to those who will watch it later, karibuni sana for the next session, and maybe on Friday they'll be hosting another session. I'm not sure, but it's subject to confirmation, and if so, the poster will be out before then. So we're grateful. Thank you so much for joining us. Nuria, asante sana. Sylvia, thank you so much. Alice, tunashukuru sana. We also have Kina Mary Mutua. Like, we have those people who are watching, then maybe they just left. We're grateful and we're thankful that you've been with us. So Zara, Baraka.
Bye. Peace.
Bye.
Peace. Bye.